when your art becomes a portal to everything you need to know about yourself. That's what I want to talk about today, is about how you can use not only art, but anything that is involving your creativity, whether that is something that's fine art like oil painting, or if it's something that's fun art like macaroni art. Yes, please, love that stuff. Or if it's cooking or gardening or exercising, dancing, singing, writing, sketching, doodling, whatever it happens to be, you can gain so much from yourself by allowing yourself to freely express through your creativity. And then you're going to gain those insights, and you can start applying those to everything you do, even the non-creative stuff. That's what I've been doing for years now, and it has been a total game changer for me. I want to share a little bit about my story today with you. One of the things that I do is I practice something called body-led expression. So I make visual art, and I'm going to talk about one of those pieces here today. But before we do, let's talk about the process and how I make it. And you can do it with anything. It doesn't have to be putting color on a piece of paper. It can literally be, how you shape a loaf of bread. So you let your body lead the expression. And what I mean by that is we're going to turn off our conscious thinking, our critical thinking, our trained minds, the trained minds who follow directions. We're going to tap into our body and our unconscious or our subconscious mind, the rebel, who often knows more of what's going on before the conscious mind knows. To be honest, there's always a lag for me. Like, I wake up in the morning and I'm already getting out of bed before I think, oh yeah, I should probably get up. I'm already grabbing that glass of water when, like, you know what? I think I'm a little thirsty. I don't even think that a lot of times. I'm just already doing it. It's automatic. And that has a lot to do with the programming in our subconscious mind. And that's the part we're going to release. It's kind of like when you are in a state of hypnosis, your subconscious just takes over. Your body just takes over. It all just expresses out. Like, I always think of it as driving down the street and you have a few moments and you're like, gosh, I really hope I stop for that stop sign back there. I don't really remember anything. And that's when you're kind of like in a self-hypnosis state. You're in a state of flow. Lots of names that you can put on it. So we're just going to tap into our creative flow. And then I start using it on a whole bunch of other things, which is fun. But let's get back to the art here and what we did. So my body-led expression is all about, I don't think about color theory. I don't think about layout design. I don't think about, this isn't going to blend well with this one because it's going to bleed, and then this is going to be muddy, art techniques. I stopped thinking about those, and I let my eyes choose things. I let my senses choose things. I let my hands put color where they want to put color, and where sometimes, you're like, oh, darn, I made a mistake. Like, that's not where I wanted that line. Like, I got bumped. It's so annoying. I can't erase this. As opposed to doing that, I just like, oh, that's interesting. And I opened up myself to curiosity and the unknowing and let everything just kind of unfold, because I wasn't trying to make a masterpiece. I wasn't trying to make something that somebody else understood. Heck, I wasn't even trying to make something that I understood. Although that often did end up happening. But it was just the process of making. It's a different way of tuning out that conscious chitter chatter that goes on. And I'll just say, okay, you just need to go over here for a little bit. You can come back out a little bit later on. But right now, we are just letting our body express. And that's what I would end up doing. And then through that process, I would end up getting what my visual was. And then I would open up my journal and I would journal about it. And I would always have a flood of thoughts and feelings and emotions that would come up. And I'd just write down as much as I could capture at that time. I'd put it on the page and then think about, I would come back later on once I felt like, I can't get any more out, or I'm just exhausted. Then I would come back in and I would look at it with some compassion and openness to seeing what I might find without trying to think, oh, I'm going to find that dirty little thought that I've had, or this is going to prove why I need fixing. I wasn't looking for anything specific. I just opened myself to what was there. And then my critical mind started to kind of come into play, and I could consciously then think about it and reflect. There's probably some analysis on there, trying to be gentle and kind to myself. But, I just kind of let it unfold. And so that's what I ended up doing. And I gained so much insight into myself. And it was making this art has been the best thing that's ever happened to me, because I know so much more about my thoughts and my feelings. And before doing this, I really struggled to tap into my feelings. I had suppressed them for so long in my life. I didn't have any connection with my body. And that's why letting my body express helped me to build trust in myself. Not just build a body connection, because oftentimes when people talk about, oh, I have a great mind-body connection. Yeah, because you tell your body what to do, as opposed to not only just listening to your body, because that's another one. Oh, I listen to my body. When I'm tired, I go lay down. When I'm hungry, I eat. I'm like, no. I'm not talking about basic comfort needs. This is expression for the sake of expressing. Like when you share your opinions with your friend, it's like that. You're just sharing them because you can. And that's what we're allowing our bodies to do during this process. So my journey then led into, I want to start a business. And you know what? I know I need to get more of me out. And I started even sharing my art online. And that was an experience. But then I got even braver and on LinkedIn. So I've been on LinkedIn for over a year now. I post daily. So come on over if you're there. Reach out. Send me a connection request. Let's connect there. You can send me a DM or just like one of my posts or something if you like. And I started sharing at the beginning of 2024, sharing my process to be the example, to show this is what I do. And this is what I'm helping clients start to do in their own way. Now, they may not make art like this. They might have a different thing that they do, whether that's writing poetry or making art with their kid, wanting to just be involved in that. It's really, everybody does something for different reasons. Maybe learning, I don't know, anything at all, really. It doesn't really matter. But so I started sharing not only my art, I shared my journal, which was like, peeling off a layer of vulnerability right there. But I was just like, that's what I want to do. This is how I want to have my life. I'm so tired of keeping everything so chained up and locked up inside of me that it feels ultimately then wrong and shameful because I'm hiding it from everybody and eventually myself. So my personal goal was to really put myself out there to be okay with being me in front of other people. And then I also had, from a business standpoint, I wanted to share, this is what you can do. I wanted to share through example. So let's go through and I'll read you what I wrote on LinkedIn that day. What once seemed hidden becomes illuminated through art, a creative's mind from the inside out. This is the inside view. It's what I see. The triangle is my portal to the outside world, connecting in my inside with my outside. When I care for the inside, the outside becomes brighter. Within me is nurturing, energy, flow. I use it to feel conflicting. I used to feel... I'm tripping over my words. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. This is all live. I try to do everything in one cut. This is the real me. And I trip over my words sometimes because I'm getting lost in my thoughts about looking at this picture. So I'm going to focus and I'm going to center myself here. When I care for the inside, the outside became brighter. Within me is nurturing, energy, flow. It used to feel conflicting, like too many options, each trying to shine. But today, there's harmony, a rhythm with balance. And those are the lines. I made this in January. I think this was like one of the very, I don't think I had started sharing them this early in January. I think it was the end of January. But I wrote this one. I'm not exactly sure when I did this entry. We can go back. It's probably like 3 months ago or something like that. Today is in July of 2024. And then I would write a little bit something else. I've come to know my inside, connecting through my body, building trust so it can reveal itself. This is why I use my body-led process. And then I talk about something else that was going on that day. But this is what I want to share with you. The power of creativity, the power of self-expression, expression without the judgment and the constraints that our mind puts in it. When you can freely express, you can gain so many insights into yourself. And that's what this piece did for me. It really helped me to see that all the things that were going on inside of me used to feel like overwhelming and they didn't make sense. They didn't harmonize together. But I'm at a point now where they do. I flow as one. My mind, my body, my spirit. And that's what my program is all about. If you're interested in having this for yourself, curious to know more, I'll put a link in the comments, but that's what my program is. It's discovering your creativity and nurturing it and understanding it and learning it, getting deeper with it. And I have a lot of things that we use to do that. So whether it is through body-led expression or it is through hypnosis that we layer on top to help give you that little extra push, a creative practice that I have in here that we practice every single day, stretching our creativity in really fun ways. Fun always has to be a part of it. I don't want to do anything unless there's some fun involved. I also have things to help get you unstuck because we all encounter hurdles every journey. Even when you don't think you're on a journey and there are hurdles. So we use creative practices to then help us get unstuck. Everything has a foundation in some sort of creative principle, some creative practice or strategy, things that I have used as a designer, a creative, an artist, and things that I use when I taught creatives at the college. So here in Los Angeles for over 19 years, I've worked with creatives, and I even teach a group of, they're just really advanced 8 to 12-year-olds that they're super smart, and I go in and I teach creative classes for them. So there you